So, welcome to the Strangecreek Camp
And welcome back. We are here with Longhair, Sasha, Woody,
Yo, is there any
Mitch,
food in my beard?
Uncle Mitch, and Force. And Krystal. Sorry, I never introduced myself.
Krystal. Krystal the host.
Yep. And so we're on question number 3. Now, just to recap we have Woody at 2. That's it.
I really, I want to thank my parents. I want to thank Jesus Christ.
Cheese and rice. I love cheese and rice.
And don't forget to thank my PayPal account.
You're welcome.
Yes, I would like to thank.
You can PayPal me at Sasha at firegypsy.com.
Jesus, that guy owes me $5.
Like the Venmo. Thank you, Venmo.
Krystal?
Okay. So the next question. Who did we leave off with? Was it you, Sasha?
Yep.
What was the question? I
The
don't know.
next question is, you meet someone who has never been to Strangecreek and they have lost all their friends. They seem really cool, and so you decide to show them your favorite thing about Strangecreek. What is it you share, or where do you bring them?
Are you starting with me?
Yeah, you.
I bring them to the creek. Always, hands down, man. I think the creek is just a very special place. It used to be more special when we were allowed to go kind of upstream, and it was kind of more private, and we could pee and laugh later about how the pee is just dousing all the people downstream. But the creek is definitely such a magical place, especially if you go like at night when, we got, who's the guy who brings the telescope? And
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. And then you have people that put out all the candles. So there's different times when you go to the creek, and it's always different. So you can go during the day and everyone's just having fun and bathing or bringing their kids down there or just having fun. Sometimes like Zach Deputy sets up a freaking stage down there and does like private, like unadvertised sets, just as a surprise. Sometimes, one year there was like a whole like band that went down there with like trombones and trumpets and like drums and stuff that did a thing down there. There's weddings. There's all kinds of just different things that go on. People do all the rock stacking, which I'm terrible at. I guess I'm just not on enough drugs or something, because I just don't get how the thing works. I get like about this high and then they just fall over and I'm like, I fucking can't do this. But at night, like with the candles everywhere, and it's just so much more serene, and then you get the telescope and just the sound of the river. We actually used to camp before Fire Wormz was a thing, and I just went like as a regular person, and I did fire before I ever went to Strangecreek in Wormtown. But we used to have a camp that was across the river when the river was actually a river. Like it was like a river that was there all the time. And it was across the river, but not to the main river yet. So there was like the dry creek that you have the bridge over and stuff that used to actually be a river. And so we would go across that, and the only way to get across was we had like cinder blocks staggered all the way to the other side. So we called it Drunk Ass Bridge, because if you were drunk, you were gonna get wet because you couldn't make it across. And so I used to love camping over there before the creek dried up, because you would just hear the creek. It was such an invigorating experience being near such a body of water. And so, yeah, that's the first place I take people who I bring. Like, I'm like, come to Strangecreek, I'll show you around. That's the first place I bring people, because I'm like, this is like the heart of Strangecreek, is the creek. This is Strangecreek, and this is where your heart will lie, and you'll always, no matter what time of day you come to here, you're going to have a different experience, and it's going to always be something that's going to lift you up, and you're going to have a good time. So,
Thank you, Sasha. And Woody, person's first time there. Where do you bring them?
There's a lot of variables. Like, what time of day is it? Is it like midday? Have the cabin started?
Everything is the most optimal time for
All right.
anything.
So
and
we got
everything.
there. Let's just say we got there. We'll give you two scenarios. Scenario number one, get there in the daytime. Probably go into the camp, just to meet everybody first of all, so they don't feel like they're alone later on. Because that was my first thing when I first went, was not knowing where the fuck I was and what kind of universe this was. So finding people that I knew where camp was probably the first thing I'd do. But then my favorite part, and hopefully it would be a nighttime arrival, and whenever we're ready to go forth into the world, would be in the cabin, the window behind the drummer, because there's nowhere in the world that you go that you can be behind the drummer and get the full stage sound. It's like fucking VR. It's like jam VR. Like you are all of a sudden in a fucking band and you're seeing what, like if you really wanted to concentrate that hard, you're the fucking drummer. So
You're the drummer now.
You're the fucking drummer now. So that's my favorite like thing other than the people in general. So that's why it's kind of a mix where it's like, okay, well, first things first is you need to meet everybody, because God forbid you don't know anybody here and then you're fucking lost.
Sometimes you just can't. That's the hard part.
But other than that, yeah, the window behind the fucking cabin.
I know what you're talking about. All right, Forrest.
Oh, me?
Bring 'em. Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. All right. So it doesn't matter what time of day that we meet. First thing I'm going to do is give you a heart-to-heart hug. That's it.
Oh, that's the
heart-to-heart hug. AKA the most awkward hug ever. But I'm going to give you a hug, and then where I'm going to take you is I'm going to take you on a journey. I am going to take you as many places as possible, because if you've ever seen me at Strangecreek or Wormtown, I try to be.
You're never in one spot at any given time.
It's hard because there's so much amazing stuff at Strangecreek and Wormtown and a lot of festivals. But in particular, I'm going to take you to all the vendors. I'm going to show you where the great food is. I'm going to have you talk to, my favorite people who are working behind the stages, the sound guys. I'm going to take you to, all the campsites I know, whether it's hanging out at, Camp de la Alchemystics, or you're going over to check out the bar.
Fire Island.
Yeah, Fire Island. So I'm going to try and take you as many places as possible and introduce you to as many new friends, because you just lost your friends. You think you don't have any. And my job will be to escort you. And even if you've been to some of these places before, my job is to show you it in a different light, because, it's a little bit different when you hang out with new friends. So what I'm going to do is just really hit the places that mean things to me. Like, we're going to go to the River Worm stage. Back in the day before we had Camp Alchemystics, I used to camp on Candy Cane Lane. And, with the Wake Up and Ragers all the time.
Wake up and rage.
I'm gonna take you over to the River Worm stage.
Stay up and binge. Get with the times.
Yeah. So I'm gonna introduce you to Curtis, one of my favorite sound guys. I'm gonna introduce you to, a bunch of other folks. If you want to chill, I'm gonna take you someplace and have you play some Magic the Gathering. We can sit on the fields, we can do stuff, but I'm going to try and pack in as much awesomeness on this adventure as we can and make sure you feel loved and get a chance to see the rest of the Strangecreek family.
All right. Thank you, Forrest. I'm going to make sure to lose my friends.
Wait,
But we're already friends. So
yeah, still hang out, go on an adventure. I'll book tours, because as anyone will attest, it's hard because I'm like, all right, here, you met someone, and then I'm off to the next spot. And then you can hop off anytime you want.
Yeah.
Well, we all do tours, but what's the first thing that you do? That was introducing them to your whole camp, right?
Oh yeah, they're coming. They're the whole camp.
You are a part of our camp now.
My whole camp is the entire festival.
I know, right? That's what I kept saying.
All right, guys. Longhair. Where are you going to bring them? What are you guys going to do?
So this is
You're really
definitely
cool.
not going to win me any points. points, but honestly, probably to Vernville because I ain't got time to fucking hang out with nobody new.
Yes.
Really, when do I have time to do anything?
Never.
And I know if I bring him to Vernville, like those cats will take care of him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's what they do.
They definitely will.
So if I got stuck with somebody that I couldn't like drag along with me, you know, like that's where I would take them because I know there's good people there. I mean, there's good people everywhere, but those people are like really good at catching strays. So I'd take them there.
I think the only time I've ever seen you not doing something was at Scientific. I was like, oh my God, you're hanging out outside of your trailer? What? What are you doing here? Why?
Behind the scenes.
Don't say that too loud. Jared might be watching this. I mean, don't say that too loud. Justin might watch this.
Right? He's gonna
watching.
he's gonna text me in a second. Be like,
Oh crap. Well, I mean, I was only there for like a moment. You know what I mean? Like I was there for like not even a whole day, and then it was gonna rain. I was like, well, fuck this. I'm pregnant and I have a toddler. I'm out. So, but either way, like
right, I remember that.
You're there, so I was like, oh, you're actually somewhere. This is nice. Let's hang out for a minute.
It was actually that was a fun show to work. I do a whole lot of
Kitty.
Nice kitty. Quick try to win points.
We got
by
kitties
bringing the
and
kid
babies.
in.
That's
not
what, dude.
fair.
She got the kitties and the babies, like the distractories.
Yeah, says the guy who's got the lead. I don't even want to hear it from you.
All right, Mitch.
Fair. That's fair.
Let's get back to knowing who's going to do it.
I wouldn't mind getting lost with all four of them, but I'll tell you, the Adventure of Four sounds like the primo person to get caught with. So that's where I'm going.
Yeah, but that's not the first thing. Obviously, we're all going to bring people on a tour, but the first thing is the question.
First thing
The first thing
What's the actual question?
was about the first thing that you would bring someone to at Strangecreek Wormtown.
Very first thing.
The very first thing, not the whole tour. The first thing.
No, the first thing.
Take you on a whole tour. For sure.
Take you on an adventure.
Well, still, all right. So that spot that I get caught with force at is that spot is the spot I want to get where I want to get caught at, and then we could go on the tour.
There you go.
The camp, your camp. Yeah, that's always. I guess that's a good one. Yeah.
All right, so Forrest has 1, and Woody's still in the lead with 2.
He's got a hat.
And we're gonna start off with Longhair.
Beating Sasha.
What?
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
At least I'm beating Sasha.
I'll beat your
know
ass
how,
right now.
but-
Come to my house. Come to my house and wrestle me. I will fucking. We will Jello wrestle in the backyard.
6 feet apart.
Gila wrestling in the backyard.
Listen, I'm down.
Just throwing it at each other.
I'm down for some good
Of course you're down.
wrestling. How about some cream corn wrestling?
How about some
How about
what?
baked
Big
bean
corn
wrestling?
wrestling?
Bacon and corn? What?
Baked bean
Just
wrestling.
corn wrestling.
Baked beans
bean
sounds better than
wrestling?
corn.
Oh, I might spend most of the time like lapping up the pool, like,
Right?
you know, Jello wrestling. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know, I'm good. I
He's
can
like,
just.
"No, I just wanna-"
Bean wrestling, I might be eating the whole pool, so that's probably bad. That's bad for my figure.
All right, so Longhair, this is your question. Do
Okay.
you see that person over there? They look fabulous, or they look not fabulous. But either way, I need you to describe to me what they look like for people that can't see them.
Well,
What the fuck did you just say?
Yeah, that
Because
confused
your
me.
audio cut out. I didn't.
Think
I
of
only
the
heard like half
person-
of that.
All right, think of the person that's like, you just really remember what they look like. You really remember what they look like. And I need you to just tell me what that outfit's like.
Oh, it was the most memorable person I've seen in a long time.
That's a good way to put
I mean, I did a lot of festivals, so my most recently, the one that sticks out would be the transsexual girl I saw at Jerry Jam last year from across the way, from behind, that had the most fantastic ass of any dude I've ever seen. And I was like, hey, that's a nice ass. And I turned around, and it had a serious case of 5 o'clock shadow.
They had.
I was very disappointed.
You were like, damn, girl. Let me get on that shit.
Yeah. Okay. So that's how
That's why we're not live.
I'm not hearing anything here.
And Force,
Oh,
what is the most
hearing any of
memorable
that.
person or outfit you've seen?
so this one is tough because it actually has to go to Sasha. That I remember. So my first festival ever, Strangecreek. Literally, the first festival I ever
That was
played
your first festival?
was Strangecreek. Like,
Did
I
I?
literally. There's a whole
Oh, you're an OG.
So, like, I went there. I had flown down to DC for my brother Catalyst's graduation. Spoiler alert, if you guys have ever seen Catalyst with me on stage, that's my actual brother. We have the same mother. So we flew down there. The Alchemystics were playing at Strangecreek. Team I'd never played. We played a 2 o'clock cabin set. Rocked out. Had to leave. Blah, blah, blah. Came back. Since then, it was like maybe the next year or the year after that, I happened to see you, Sasha, in the tree, dressed as Lilu from The Fifth Element. And spoiler alert, if you can't tell from all the comics here, I'm a super nerd. So I was there in the woods as like a rap guy from DC, and I saw this person dressed as someone from The Fifth Element. And it was stunning because, little known fact, one of my cousins, who's a model from London, she was in that movie as well. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, she was in the scene with Chris Tucker. So anyhow, so that's the most fabulous person I had seen. And then flash forward to maybe a year later, I ended up meeting Sasha while she was talking to Ryan Montbleu. And I was like starstruck, just Sasha. And now you fast forward to my kids being starstruck when I talk about doing anything with Sasha. So
I love that.
It's true. Like when Sasha shows up to an Alchemistic show, or if we're at Strangecreek, they're like, let's go, like, see her. And so that's my most fantabulous person. And
the family camp show.
Yeah, shout out to being dressed
we do
as
that.
Someone who dressed up as a sci-fi character at a festival. Like I'm a nerd. I go to San Diego Comic-Con all the time, and I was like,
it's funny because I used to dress up like all kinds of people. Like I went one year as like Lara Croft from the video game, like the recent video game with the bow and arrow, and I had my own fucking longbow and actual arrows and a quiver that I made. And the security was all like, "You better not be fucking knocking those shits." And I'm like, "No, it's just decoration."
Yeah.
And that was the year I actually ripped my pants. It was literally like something in a cartoon. Like I was like,
who ripped pants?
And I was like, all right, well, that's the end of that. So,
all right, and Woody, who? Whoa.
Where and why?
What do they dress like? Like what are you looking at? Who are you looking at?
So my most memorable human being I've ever met at a festival. He saved my life 25 gajillion times. Frankalicious, the Smile Pimp. I was at the fire at like 5 a.m. and he showed up just being Frankalicious, and he just always has something fucking whimsical and magical on the tip of his tongue. And the way he just presented, it's like watching a fucking, just like a, He's a god. He's from another realm. When he's really on point, dude, he's from another fucking realm. So like we met him and he was making everyone mustaches, like with fucking pipe cleaner mustaches at the fire. And again, these were the guitar days. So I was up jamming all night long on the guitar, and he just comes out, starts making everybody these mustaches, and everyone just starts laughing when they had no more energy. And he's just a memorable dude, and he started following the band around, and he's just very, like, he has his own style, dude. It's like, it's crazy. He looks like, it's like if the trippiest circus you've ever been to, he was the fucking ringmaster. And everywhere he goes, it's just a constant circus. He's just the most fantabulous fucking dude. Just technicolor, heady fucking dude. Look him up now. And we wrote a fucking song about him, Smile Pimp. That's how inspirational this dude was. I was like, everything that comes out of his mouth just sounds like a fucking song lyric. And I proved it to him one day. And that's how Smile Pimp came around, because he's the fucking Smile Pimp. So check that jam out. Spotify. All the other major platforms.
Woody. And Sasha, who is your most fabulous person? How would you describe them? What do they look like?
I have several. I have one that does not have to do with festivals. It was at I believe it was like a Korn concert. And I believe that this person was like the most enthusiastically dressed person that I've seen, but not because of what they were dressed as, just their whole personality. And I was just in awe of them. And, for someone like me to just show up at a concert and be like in the mosh pit area and be like, wow, this person is fucking insane and amazing is pretty incredible, because most people who show up at concerts all look the same. And this person was in a skirt. He was a male in a skirt with he had like long hair, which anybody who knows me knows I have a thing for long hair. If you're wearing guy liner, that's a +2, but it wasn't that he was in any of those things. It was just that he was in those, but also just like kind of moshing around by himself and encouraging other people to come in and play with him. And if someone went down, they picked them up. And it was just like such a positive experience for someone dressed in something that you wouldn't think that anyone would dress in to go into a mosh pit, because it was definitely like a big, nice, wide skirt type thing that like kind of flared out, because he was just dancing around and twirling, and it was awesome. But I see people like that at Strangecreek and Wormtown all the time as well. I love Ducky. Ducky is the guy who does all the puppets on the shoulders, like the backpack kind of things.
Yeah.
At Strangecreek and Wormtown.
Oh, yeah.
Ducky creates such awesome experiences for people that are a lot of fun. And even for adults, like he always goes around with his jar of alcoholic cherries, and he'll give you alcoholic cherries, which is nice. So he's definitely one of the main experiences that I like to see at Strangecreek and Wormtown. I always enjoy seeing him, because he also takes in people with disabilities. I wish I could remember their names right now. For some reason I'm brain farting on them, but I look forward to seeing them every year, and they seem to recognize me whenever I see them. And so he brings them every year, and they get to experience Strangecreek and Wormtown every year. So that's really awesome, because he also brings those puppets, and I believe that they help make those puppets come to life. So it's really awesome. But I see one year was very memorable because someone dressed up as SpongeBob.
Sasha, you're only allowed one answer.
And we they played with us because we had Filthy had marshmallow guns.
Mm-hmm.
And so SpongeBob spent like a half an hour ducking around behind things while we were trying to shoot him with marshmallow guns. So that was also another really awesome, memorable moment for people that were dressed up like things.
Did you
But
pick
I mean, there's so many instances of people dressing up that like it's.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just definitely an integral part of the event to see people that are dressed up like cosplay or Halloween or whatever. Like they just have fun. And
Can I give a salute to all the Bella's Bartok fellas?
Oh yeah, and the Bella's Bartok fellas with their own puppetry.
I'm not gonna lie, they're like,
and they put the things on people and let them like run around the crowd. That's
so
awesome.
just a Strangecreek Wormtown salute to those guys.
Yeah, Bella's Bartok is awesome. They're probably my favorite recent addition to the festival. I love Bella's Bartok. Like,
yeah, I'll second that.
Keep going.
All right.
Thank you guys. Well,
oh man, well you guys all ran into some interesting characters along the way, I must say. But I think this one might have to go to Force again, because not only did he describe Sasha very well, but he also picked a worm, and so I think this one's going to Force again.
Woody, it's a game.
We got a tie, and we don't have much time.
Also, thank you, Sasha. Seriously, it was one of those moments where I felt like I was home. I was like, it's all the things I love, like nerds and creativity, cosplay. So
I mean, look at me now. I'm just gonna dress for the apocalypse I want.
I got the Legos and the video game shirt. It's just
All right, guys, we have a tied game and not much time, so this is the last question.
All right.
Right? Maybe we'll break the tie, or maybe we won't. It doesn't matter. All right. So the question is: you raged all night, and now the sun is starting to show. Where and what are you doing at sunrise? And we'll start with you, Sasha. Let's keep the answers to under 20 seconds so that we can get through this and not run out of time.
Sun's coming up.
Oh my gosh, this is such a difficult question because it really depends on where I am. Generally, if the sun is rising and I'm still awake, I'm either at my campsite or I'm at the river. So if I'm at my campsite, I'm yelling at the people from that stupid stage that doesn't shut up till 8 in the morning. And I'm playing industrial music to combat them because they don't shut the fuck up so we can actually sleep. But normally, I'm probably at the campfire.
All right, that was way longer than 20 seconds.
1 year, we did corn poi because someone brought a pile of corn, but that someone threw up on it so no one could eat it. And we were playing with corn as if they were poi. So that's probably my favorite memorable experience as the sun came up was corn.
Shit, I think I ate that corn.
No, I hope not, because someone threw up on that shit. I was about to eat it. And someone was like, no, this dude threw up on that. You should not. It's a whole thing. Don't do it. Don't touch it.
All right, Woody.
Nature's packaging, man.
Woody, it's sunrise. What are you doing and where are you?
I'm at the fire, jamming out.
Fire!
Making jams, spreading love and rejoicing with the people. We'll usually throw cigarettes and booze around. And we rejoice like Vikings because we lived another night. That's usually the way.
Corn poi.
That's how I do the hokey pokey.
Corn poi.
Okay. At the fire. And Force?
So the sun's coming up. It's the end of the night. Sadly to say, but not sadly to say, I'm doing the dad thing. Can't be a hip hop pop without being a pop. So I probably am listening to music in my headphones, cleaning up the campsite so that when everyone wakes up, there's a lot less to do in the morning. That's just how I roll. It also, for me, feels better because I don't have to.
You want to camp with me next year?
I don't have to interact with anybody.
I was gonna say you can move out a little bit and camp with
I have to chase rabid cats to get my fucking people to clean up after themselves.
I put my headphones in and I'm rehearsing verses to sit in with other bands. That's my time where I don't have.
Yeah, I hear that.
My body's moving, my brain's moving.
So Force gets Camp Wife of the Week award.
Hey, I'm saying that's it. Ask anybody.
Fucking Boy Scouts.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Every camp needs one, bro. Every camp needs one.
It was me. It's like the reverse Shaggy.
All right, and Longhair.
Walls and me.
Where are you at sunrise?
Well, I ain't telling you what I was doing to keep me awake all night, but there's a good
Hey-o.
chance I'm struggling to fall asleep for a couple hours before I go back to work in my camper somewhere.
But you're giving us a
Hey, listen, I'm just
That's real.
That's real.
honest. At the end of the night, I'm going, and I'm in my bed, blanket pulled over my head.
All right,
Right.
Mitch. Last
Oh man, well they all sound fun, but I gotta say, listening to some industrial music at sunrise is music to my ears. So I can't break the tie. I have to go with
Yeah,
Sasha
right?
on this one.
Game up, yeah.
All right.
Little Fear Factory, little Ministry.
Oh yes, ministry all day, all
yes.
fucking day, all day.
I got you. You won that round.
So
Frontline Assembly, some Nine Inch
yeah.
Nails, Rammstein.
Oh,
Woo!
Wait, Krystal.
yeah,
I think that we may have to do another rematch one time in the future,
I'm down.
sometime. But it was a pleasure.
We need a lightning round.
No.
Okay, but if we do, we
We
need
need
somebody with an
Strange
actually
Creek
has a
trivia
timer.
lightning round.
We can't do a lightning round. We literally have only 2 minutes left.
You
It's
can
it is
just
what
keep
it is,
keep
but
it
we can
going.
do this
Just
again.
close it down, reopen,
All
and
right, Forrest and I are gonna
keep
play a
going.
game of Magic.
I mean,
real quick.
what is the harm in it? You can be like, "Hey, Mark, we have a 7-hour long fucking video. Deal with it, bitch."
I think the fans out there should request more time. If you're listening to this, watching this, we should do this more often. Even when we're not having a Strangecreek Camp In, we should get some of your favorite
That's
Strange
creepy,
Creek
Sasha.
and hang out. And Sasha can just do that, listening to industrial music.
I love it. All right, so we have
Thank you,
a
Listen, DJ.
score of Woody for 2, Forrest for 2, Sasha for 1. It looks like we're gonna have a rematch in the future. So guys,
Oh,
remember what I
come on.
taught you. Hold on. Wait, no, hold on. That's not it. That's the wrong one. Wait. Darn, what I do? It's like
Ready?
there's like 3 things playing at the same time. Wait, here it is.
Oh, this
This is it.
Bye, everyone.
we love you guys. We miss you. Wish this was real
Hey,
life.
guys.
All right, let me
This is
press.
for
I gotta
real.
stop.